trying to reconnect. So let's see if we're back. Hi foodie friends, I'm Renee and welcome to my Kudos Kitchen, where today we're going to be making some snacks, yummy snack recipes. And let me just check my my iPad quickly to make sure that I'm coming to you live and that I'm upright, not prone. So far I don't see me, so we'll refresh and see what happens. I think I see that there might be some people here, so I do believe I am live, and that's awesome. So happy Thursday. It is Thursday, right? It's kind of weird, all these days. Oh yeah, all these days blend together. Gosh. Even though I'm prepared with everything else, I'm not prepared with what I was going to say. So, you know, if I seem a little disjointed and odd, that's just me. So let's see how this goes. And like I said, we're going to be making some snacks today. I have two recipes. I have more than two recipes on my blog for snacks, but two recipes in particular that I wanted to bring to you because they're some of my favorites. One is for Everything Bagel Chips, because everything's better with everything on it. And the second one, it's going to be for Cinnamon Praline Pretzels. So it's a salty, sweet combination of crunchy, munchy things. So the reason I thought this would be timely is because our family, and your family probably could be too, we're getting together for virtual game nights on the internet. We use Zoom, I guess. You could use Skype, you know, all the other ones out there, all the other apps. So we've gotten together for the past few weekends in a row, and we play cards. We played, what did we play? We played Scattergories, which was fun, and bingo. So that was a good time. So I thought, well, what better thing to do when you're playing games than having a beverage of your choice and snacks, delicious snacks. So that's why I'm doing these two recipes today. So hopefully you'll enjoy them. So first up, I'm going to be doing let me just see if any comments are coming through. No, it freezes up on my iPad, so I'm sorry about that. If you're going to comment or say hi to me, hi, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry I can't see. My phone's at a distance and my iPad's not cooperating. So if you're here, I thank you very much for being here. So anyways, like I said, the first up is going to be the Everything Bagel Chips. And what I do for that is I use the baby bagels. If you want to make your own bagels at home, and I know there's plenty of good recipes out there, and actually I'll be linking some of my friends' recipes down below after this video is done and put to bed, so you can make your own if you're so inclined. But for this particular case, I'm going to be using these baby bagels. And what I did is I sliced them in half. I know they're pre-sliced, but they're not usually pre-sliced very well. And then the entire bag, I sliced them roughly a half an inch thickness. So I did that with the entire bag. And then what I had done, what I do, I should say, is I spread them all out on a baking sheet. And I always line my baking sheet with foil just to help with the cleanup and stuff. So I spread them out evenly, as you can see, on a baking sheet, and I popped them in to a 400-degree oven, and I let them bake, should say, for approximately 15 minutes. I took them out, I stirred them up real good, I put them back in the oven again for another 400 degrees for about 10, maybe another 15 minutes. So now they are nice and crispy. They're already crispy crunchy, but we're not done. Oh no, we are not done. So what I do with them at this point is I will add all these toasted bagel chips into a large bowl. And this is a very large bowl. And hopefully I do it without spilling them. You can hear how crunchy and toasty they are. Okay. Now, these are very addictive. You may want to make 2 batches. And I wouldn't blame you at all if you did. I just wouldn't. They're going to go down fast. So once they're in the bowl, I add olive oil. And I'm going to eyeball this, but I think on the recipe it was like a half a cup. I know that sounds like a lot, but there's a lot of bagel chips to cover here. So I'll do about a 1/4 cup now. Give them a good shake and stir. And I'm going to add approximately another 1/4 cup. You can use whatever kind of oil you like, grapeseed oil, canola oil, avocado oil, whatever your favorite. But I happen to like extra virgin olive oil for this because the flavor really comes through, and I think that's really nice. So there's a good bit of oil, and I will shake them up one more time. So I'm trying to get as much of these bagel chips coated with the oil as I can. Okay, and I will set these aside for 1 minute while we mix up the Everything Bagel seasoning. Yum. And this, I kind of play with it every time I make it. Depends on what kind of herbs and spices I have in my cabinet. But this is pretty much standard in the beginning. I use garlic powder. So I'm going to make more seasoning than what I need for this bagel chip recipe because I like having it in the pantry for other things. So I'm going to use probably like 3 tablespoons of garlic powder. And I just use my hand and eyeball it. It's not rocket science. So 3 tablespoons of the garlic powder. And this is onion powder. I'm going to go 2 tablespoons of the onion powder. There we go. And use more if you like the onion powder more than the garlic powder. You know what you like. You can figure it out. And then I also use dehydrated onion, which I do like a lot. And I'm going to use approximately 3 tablespoons of this as well. A little more, a little less. It's not going to hurt you. Unless you don't like it, then don't add it at all. Your call. And one of the best things, black and white sesame seeds. So, I love sesame seeds. So, again, maybe, yeah, I'll use what's in this jar, which looks like about 3 tablespoons. Possibly a little bit more than that. Okay, and then nutmeg, you're going to have to wait. Poppy seeds, always have to have poppy seeds. And I'm going to say approximately, I don't know, 2 tablespoons poppy seeds. 2.5. Nutmeg. You are so silly. And then I took out celery seed, but I don't think I'm going to add it. I think that might, it sounds weird that I would say overpower it, but I think it possibly could. But I am going to add caraway, and you don't have to add this. I love caraway, so it's completely optional, but this is where I said I like to play. Probably 2 teaspoons of caraway, not too much. And again, don't add it if you don't like it. And then some fennel, because I also like fennel seed. And you don't have to add it at all. And not much, only what's left in the jar. So I'm going to say about a teaspoon. There we go. And mix it up. I'll just use my handy dandies. Okay, this looks good. Smells good. Nice and colorful, if you can call it colorful. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice mixture, and this is going to be plenty for this recipe and whatever else I decide to use it on. I don't know what you use your everything seasoning, but you don't have to buy it in the jar already made. You can easily make it at home and tailor it to your own, what you like. So back with the bagel chips, the toasted and oiled, I'm going to put a couple of good handfuls onto the bagel chips. So I'm going to say I'm half a cup, perhaps. Give it another good stir. Okay, you won't be able to see them very well, but I'm going to spread them back onto the baking sheet. I'm glad that's cooled. I didn't check first. Spread them back on the baking sheet. Let's get out all what's stuck to the bottom. You don't want to miss any of those yummy seeds and ingredients. Spread them out again evenly onto the baking sheet. And then I'm going to pop them back in the oven for another, I'm going to say not too long, 10 minutes at top, 7 to 10 minutes. So there they go. And if you remember from last time when I did a live, I have to let the dogs out because it just happens. It's crazy here. So let me go do that quickly, and then we'll go on to our next recipe while we are finishing off the bagel chips in the oven. So Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes. Be right back. 10 minutes, starting now. 10 minutes, starting now. Sorry, guys. Okay, and now for the Cinnamon Praline Pretzels, which are very good, and if you like sweet and salty, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this recipe. So, all right, I need a saucepan for this one, because what we're going to do is we are going to heat butter, brown sugar, maple syrup. What else do I have? Chopped pecans. That's right, I want to chop some pecans now. So let me do that quick. I seem a little disjointed today, and I apologize. So that's not what I want. Okay. So let me melt some butter in my skillet first. Over, I'm going to say like a medium heat. You don't want to burn your butter at all. So just medium. So I'm actually going to go like 340 degrees on this induction. That might even be a little too high. So 320. And I'm going to put in my stick of butter and start melting that while I chop some pecans. This recipe calls for about a cup of chopped pecans. These are already pretty well chopped, but I'm just gonna give them a quick, another quick chop so they're a little bit smaller in size. You don't need to do this, but I like to do this so they kind of more match the size of the pretzels. And for the pretzels, I'm using those little square ones that look like grids. So that's what I'll be using. And you'll see those in just a second. Okay, so the butter is melting nicely. So I want to keep an eye on it because we don't want to burn it at all. So I'm actually going to even turn it down a little bit more, 300, because it's melting quickly. So there we go. I do have a candy thermometer in here because you're going to want to monitor the temperature of this mixture. A cup of sugar, granulated sugar, goes in. About a cup of brown sugar goes in. And give it a good stir. And the sugar will dissolve and melt. Okay. It's going to take a couple minutes. And I want to stir it pretty continually at this point because I don't want anything to burn. Have I mentioned that? I have mentioned that. Okay. Once this is all dissolved, the sugar's all dissolved, I'll go ahead with the other steps. So it's gonna be a couple minutes. So how's everyone doing? Oh, I'm doing okay today. Another reason I wanted to do this Facebook Live is because the days are kind of long. without being able to go anywhere or see anyone, or you know what it's like. So I just thought it would be fun to come to you again on a live, do a little cooking, do a little visiting, say hello, find out how you're doing, and yeah. So hopefully you're all well and staying healthy. That's the main thing. Okay, I wish you could see this. I wish I had like see-through pots and pans. I know they do make them, but I don't have them. But that would be awesome. Right now it kind of just looks like, I don't know what it looks like. Dark, wet sand. So it's not quite dissolved, I can tell that, but it is starting to bubble. And actually I'm going to turn down the flame, not the flame, I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit. 250. Okay? So continue to stir. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is add the chopped pecans, however you pronounce it, into the pot. Okay? Yum. Yum. Here they go. Okay, from there, another good stir. Smelling good, you guys. You can't go wrong with sugar and butter and nuts, of course. Okay. Let's see what temperature we're at. What we want to do is we want it to come to 200 to 230 degrees on a candy thermometer. We're a good bit away, so I'm going to just kind of let it sit for a while and come up to temperature without stirring. In the meantime, I'm going to spread my pretzels, these little grid ones I was telling you about. I'm going to spread those onto a prepared baking sheet that I lined with foil. I sprayed it with baking spray, and I'm going to just spread them evenly onto this baking sheet. Oh. Yum. They look good. I like a good pretzel. Okay, you could separate these into two baking sheets if you wanted. That would not be a problem. Could be a very good idea. I'm not doing that. I hope I'm not going to have problems with them later, but we'll find out. Another stir. I don't know if you can hear them bubbling, but it is bubbling. Okay, we're about close to 200, no, 175. So we've got a little ways to go, but that's okay. What we're doing is we're making like a caramel. Okay, so let's just let it sit for a minute. And soon it'll be time to take the bagel chips out of the oven, so that'll be good. Okay, so I'll set my everythings aside. Oh, you know what? Oh, darn it. Why didn't you remind me, people? I forgot to add salt and pepper to my everything mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the next time I use it. I don't know, probably like a teaspoon and a half of salt. Maybe like a, I don't know, half a teaspoon of pepper. Mix her up. So, well, the next time I use it, it'll be in there. And if I really wanted to, which I might, is when the pretzel chips come out of the oven, maybe I'll sprinkle it with a little salt and pepper. Not sure. We'll see if I remember. Okay? So, this is looking good. Okay. We're close to 200 degrees on the candy thermometer, so that's good. We're getting there, people. Then what I'm going to add is maple syrup and some heavy cream. And what else? Oh, vanilla. After I take it off the heat, because adding the vanilla while it's still on the heat will just evaporate the vanilla. It's like you didn't add it at all. So just hold off on doing that. But I will go ahead and add the maple syrup. And this is going to, well, I forgot to take it out of the refrigerator, so it's cold. And I don't really want to put it in there yet, so I think I'll just hold off. I hope I'm not making a mistake. hold off until this does come to temperature. Okay. Yeah. But that's what live cooking's all about. You just never know. So, okay. I think the bagel chips are just about ready. Let's see what Alexa has to say. And I don't know. So then, my thoughts for this Everything Bagel seasoning. I don't know what you guys like to use your Everything Bagel seasoning for, other than bagels, but you could mix it into cream cheese. You could sprinkle it on top of bread. You could, you know, put it on toast in the morning. A little bit of butter, a little bit of Everything Bagel seasoning. That would be good. You could mix it into softened butter, like a compound butter with everything seasoning. That would be good. I've seen people use it on fish, which I've not tried, but that sounds good. Let's see, what else? Pork tenderloin. I mean, chicken breast, you know, that would be, oh, it's all good. It's all good, people. Sorry to keep calling you people. It's all good, friends. It's all good. Oh, okay. Alexa says the bagel chips are done. So I'm going to turn off my oven, open the door, and I am also going to turn off my induction burner. I hope I haven't made a mistake here. Okay. Look like a novice in the kitchen. Okay. I'm going to add the maple syrup, approximately a 1/4 cup. Yum. A little bit more won't hurt. And heavy cream, approximately 3 tablespoons. A little pinch of salt, never hurts in a sweet. And then the only other thing was vanilla, oh, and cinnamon, because these are Cinnamon Praline Pretzels. I'm gonna say a couple tablespoons. Not quite sure what the recipe calls for, but we're going with a couple tablespoons. And also the vanilla extract now that the heat's been turned off. Okay. Alexa, turn off the alarm. A nice good stir. And you'll be able to see what this looks like when I pour it onto the pretzels. So let me remove the thermometer. Oh, it's definitely more liquidy now, so it's going to pour. I was a little bit concerned it was not gonna pour. But it might be a little too liquidy right now, but that's okay. You could always dip the pretzels. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do this live today. Last time I did it, if you remember, I recorded it and I was on my side. I recorded it wide, but it was on my side. Well, today I couldn't figure out how to do that, so of course I'm recording it vertically and doing the best I can. So hang in with me, folks. Folks. All right, so I'm going to pour this on top of the pretzels, and you'll see it is pretty liquidy, but that's okay. But it also is delicious. Evenly enough, and then what I'm going to do is give it a good stir. Can you see all that? Okay. Let me get out every last bit. Okay. Every last bit, and now I give it a nice good stir. Try and coat all the pretzel pieces with this yummy, sweet praline, nutty praline sauce. Could have done this in a bowl too. That maybe would work better. But where's the challenge in that? I don't know. this is how I wrote the recipe, so this is what I'm going with. By the way, if you go to my blog, which is Kudos Kitchen by Renee, and you search for these recipes, I will add the links down below in the comment section. They could both stand a little updating. So be patient with me while I get the recipes updated with recipe cards and just maybe some new pictures, things like that, if needed. But they are on there, and they are good recipes, even though I'm maybe not the best live cook in the world. Sometimes I do okay, but maybe not today, maybe. That's okay. That's okay. I like to challenge myself. So here they are, and now they'll just cool, and as they cool, the pralines will harden, the praline sauce will harden a little bit. And so you'll probably need to break them apart a little bit before you eat them, and there's nothing wrong with that. So here's what they look like. Let's see, dare I? I dare. Yes, very good. Very, very good. Okay, so there's the Cinnamon Praline Pretzels. And those will be very tasty for snacking on while you play your family games. So that's that recipe. And now for the yummy Everything Bagel Chips. Let me get my gloves, get them out of the oven. Oh, they smell amazing, you guys. Here they are, Everything Bagel Chips. And I would be remiss if I didn't sample them for you. Even though they're hot, I'm going to take one for the team. Oh, gosh, this looks good. Okay, listen to this crunch, too. Listen. You're going to love these. They're very, very good. I suggest storing them so they stay crunchy in maybe like a brown paper bag. And if you do that, sorry for talking with my mouth full. If you do that, some of the oil will wick off onto the bag, but that's okay because it will keep them nice and crunchy. So what I do, I use brown lunch bags, and I'll cut them down to size, cut them smaller. This is how we serve in the summertime at our house when we do backyard entertaining. I put snacks and munchies in bags like this and just load it up, load them up. Clean up as a breeze, crunch, throw it away. No dishes to wash, no nothing. No worry about, you know, the wind blowing things over and breaking things. It really works out quite nice for summertime entertaining. And don't worry, we will be doing summertime entertaining at some point again. I do believe so. Anyways, thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I don't know what I forgot. If you have comments, happy to hear them. Questions, happy to answer them. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and I enjoy being here for you. So take care, you guys. Be well. Stay healthy. Stay home. Bye.